At age 10, his vision on the pitch surpassed grown professionals. He possessed a mind engineered to dictate the flow of the game, but his body stopped growing. Doctors diagnosed a severe growth hormone deficiency. To reach a normal height, he required daily injections, a medical regimen costing $1,000 every month. His local club in Rosario, Newell's Old Boys, marveled at his skill, but ultimately reneged on their promise to help pay for his treatment. River Plate, an Argentine powerhouse, scouted him and passed for the same reason. The financial burden was too high. Excluded from the domestic system that was supposed to groom him, he absorbed a harsh reality early on. Survival in this sport would demand an uncompromising drive to prove his physical frame was irrelevant. At 13, his family crossed the Atlantic. They traveled 6,000 miles to Spain, where FC Barcelona agreed to a trial. Technical director Carles Rexach drafted a contract on a paper restaurant napkin, committing the club to sign the boy and cover his medical bills. Separated from his mother and siblings who returned to Argentina, he moved into the La Masia Academy. In his shared room, the quiet, homesick teenager administered his own hormone injections night after night. Instead of being overwhelmed by taller, highly physical opponents, he adapted. He used his 5'7" stature to engineer a devastatingly low center of gravity. The ball stayed glued to his feet, allowing him to shift direction faster than taller defenders could track. By 18, his execution was so precise that the ultimate Argentine icon, Diego Maradona, publicly named the teenager as his rightful successor. Under manager Pep Guardiola, Barcelona built a system of relentless possession, and Lionel Messi became its engine. He transitioned from a promising academy graduate to the focal point of a team dominating European football. This chart shows annual goal-scoring output among elite forwards. While historical greats averaged around 40 to 50 goals a year, this single column tracks his 2012 calendar year. He scored 91 times in 12 months. Those metrics translated directly into individual hardware. He secured 4 consecutive Ballon d'Or awards between 2009 and 2012, monopolizing the title of world's best player. As the trophies accumulated, the club's reliance on him deepened. Pundits coined the term Messi dependencia. The tactical structure of this multi-billion-dollar organization required his daily brilliance to function. His consistent perfection masked the cracks in Barcelona's broader roster management. By solving every problem on the pitch himself, he had become the singular weight-bearing pillar holding the entire institution together. Back in South America, the criteria for greatness was different. The Argentine public demanded one specific tribute: a World Cup victory. Without it, the comparisons to Maradona felt hollow. In 2014, he dragged his national team to the World Cup final in Brazil, but an extra-time goal from Germany secured a 1-0 defeat. The defining trophy slipped out of his hands on the sport's biggest stage. The scrutiny intensified over the next 2 years. Argentina reached the Copa America finals in 2015 and 2016. Both matches went to penalty shootouts against Chile, and both times Argentina lost. The accumulation of near misses shattered his resolve. Moments after the 2016 final defeat, a visibly distraught Messi spoke to the press and abruptly announced his retirement from international football. He possessed 4 Champions League titles and dozens of scoring records in Spain. Yet none of that European success offered any protection from the grief of failing his own country. When he eventually returned to the national team, his sanctuary in Spain was collapsing. Decades of severe financial mismanagement at FC Barcelona were coming to light. In August 2021, the club's debts hit a critical threshold. Strict La Liga salary regulations meant Barcelona could not legally register his new contract, even with a 50% pay cut. He held a tearful press conference to confirm his involuntary departure. Days later, he signed with Paris Saint-Germain. This transition abruptly removed him from the La Masia ecosystem that had been tailored to his precise movements since he was 13. Now 34 and operating outside his comfort zone, he faced the highly physical demands of the French league. His goal output dropped, and the invincible aura he carried for nearly 2 decades started to show visible fractures. His club empire in Spain was gone. His international resume still lacked the ultimate prize. He was left entirely exposed, facing the twilight of his athletic prime, with immense, unresolved pressure. This diagram tracks his positional evolution. Instead of relying on speed down the flanks, he migrated to the center circle, transforming into a stationary orchestrator. By covering less ground, he conserved energy for critical passes. This efficiency navigated Argentina to a 2021 Copa America victory. This calculated conservation of movement reached its peak at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Dictating the tempo from the midfield, he distributed 3 key assists and scored 7 goals, marching his squad to another final. Against France, Argentina surrendered a 2-goal lead, forcing the match into a brutal period of extra time and ultimately a penalty shootout. He stepped up, converted his spot kick, and watched his teammates secure the victory. Lifting that gold trophy answered the singular demand placed on him since childhood. It quieted the enduring shadow of Maradona and provided validation for years of international heartbreak. He moved to Major League Soccer in 2023, securing his 8th Ballon d'Or. His status now transcends the European institutions that built him and the financial systems that discarded him. We often measure athletes by the dominant systems they lead, but true historical greatness is found in what remains after those systems fall apart, and the sheer human will to rise from the rubble. To explore more stories of ambition, collapse, and legacy, subscribe and follow Empire Snapshots.